Yeah, I may not finish this.
Okay.
Anyway.
And next.
On a budget?
On a trip.
On a run?
Still need a bottle of scotch, but too scared to try the cheaper stuff.
Well, we'll take a look at some of the more inexpensive options out there so you don't have to.
I'm Jamie.
I'm Trevor, and this is Whiskey Rocks. We're going to start tonight with a no-age statement bottling from one of my favorite distilleries.
And mine.
And
I'd
yours.
say this is one of our joint favorites. Probably between Highland Park, Tomatin.
Lagavulin, Olin.
Yep.
There's a handful, but this one is certainly my personal favorite.
Yeah, we've tried a wide range of Highland Parks, I would say, and have only been disappointed.
Not even disappointed, just unimpressed.
Yeah, once.
Yeah.
And that's the 10.
Yeah. Magnus is probably one of the more, well, I'm not going to say cheap, but it's certainly one of the more affordable versions that you can get out there. In Alberta, where we are, you can pick this one up for between 40 and 45 bucks Canadian.
I think in this episode, we may slip and say cheap a couple times.
That's not a slur on the quality of anything
No.
we're going to be trying tonight.
It's a price thing only, so we'll try to say inexpensive.
A price thing, really?
So Highland Park is typically known for its saltiness, its brininess, just being so close to the sea.
Yeah, still being incredibly palatable.
Yeah,
Kind of
very,
light.
very complex, super light. There's the brine. It's very subtle.
It's an interesting sweet and salty combination. The longer their stuff spends in the cask, the longer it's exposed to the sea air, the stronger that interesting dichotomy is going to be. In this case, it's just there at the back.
Very light in color, obviously.
Yeah,
Like that struck me right out of the bottle, how light in color it was.
they never use caramel color.
Very fruity.
Maybe leafy greens, which is weird for something so light.
That finish is super cooling. It's usually either a heat, like a burn,
Or just vanishes without a trace.
or smooth, or cooling, and I would say this falls on the cooling end. Definitely get lemon.
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 No,
Okay. I get lemon.
that's okay.
It's okay.
Pretty smooth finish. A little bit of spice at the back of your throat, but not a lot.
It's not too long.
It's there long enough to remind you it was there, that it did something.
Yeah.
And then it's gone without really bugging you.
Yeah. Perfect house guest.
Definitely no citrus though.
Yeah, all the citrus on the nose is gone.
Yeah, that's even if it was there in the first place, which it wasn't.
Nobody's wrong when it comes to nose or taste. Are you done?
I am.
It's a very small glass here, Trevor.
Thank you for noticing.
No, this is spectacular for 45 bucks.
Yep.
I mean, Highland Park. I don't think we expect much less.
No, they've always been very strong.
Yeah.
Everything I've had by them is worth drinking at least once.
Mm-hmm. Except the 10. Don't touch the 10.
Oh my God, stay away from the 10.
Just so awful.
You'll be so disappointed. Well, up next we've got some McClellan's, Iowa.
I think we're gonna have to do this.
I suspect this is gonna be a little rough, but
Yeah. So, yeah.
yeah.
I have had this before. This is my bottle. You might notice that it's down quite a ways.
Is that because you've been pouring it over things? On top of people you don't like, perhaps? Down the drain, maybe?
So, I actually had COVID. And when I lost my taste,
Ah, okay.
this was actually perfect.
Based on Jamie's incredible recommendation, I have extremely low expectations.
Yeah, I think the reason why I wanted to include this one is to demonstrate where you can go wrong with these types of whiskeys.
Sometimes you get what you pay for.
You often get what you pay for.
Okay, like, the nose is actually not offensive. Reminds me of just about anything you'd find on Isla.
It's got a very nice, pleasant smoke to it. It's got a very slight peat underneath that.
It's got a bit of the ocean
A little bit. Yep.
but not too much. Yeah, that's, you know what? After you kind of blew it up
Bashed it?
for me, I was expecting this to be terrible, but that's not a bad start.
The bar has been set super low. I do get a hint of oak as well.
I don't want to say that there's spice in this, but there's something on the warmer end.
Could be the smoke. Campfire. Campfire is very warming. Or could be that.
Ooh,
Coat that tongue.
ooh.
Yeah. No, just
When it sits at the front of your mouth, it's actually kind of nice. There's
Yeah.
almost a sweet note to it. It's kind of gentle, and then it rolls back, and it's like it's torching everything it touches.
for me, it just it's very lacking in complexity. It's watery. It's
Yeah, okay. There's almost a cooling sensation up front, and then as you drink, you realize no, it's just thin. And then there's
No.
something at the back there that's like, it's not nuts. Or
I was
toffee.
gonna say nuts, like almonds.
Burnt walnuts.
Cool.
Like somebody was toasting walnuts and they went a little too far.
Chestnuts, roasting on an open fire. It does absolutely nothing for me.
Oh,
And yeah,
okay. So
I'm just gonna put this down.
up front, it's not too bad. In the middle, like in the act of swallowing, you might retch, but the finish isn't too bad. It's just getting there is a bit of a chore.
I mean, there's a reason why it doesn't state which distillery it's from. McClelland's, they're a non-distillery producer, an NDP. It's a very closely guarded secret which distillery this comes from. That being said, McClelland's is associated with Bowmore, Auchentoshan, and what's the other one? Can't remember what the other one is.
You really should have done your research. We'll flash it along the bottom of the screen, maybe.
Or if you remember or know, write in the comments. So it's not really that much of a stretch to say that this is a Bowmore product.
I'm not a super fan of Bowmore in general, which might be why this was rubbing me the wrong way,
Yeah.
without being absolutely disgusting.
Pretty much everything on Isla is my cup of tea. I have not met an Isla malt that I haven't enjoyed. Bowmore, they're kind of in the middle of the road for me in terms of what I like. This, yeah.
Yeah.
If this is from Bowmore, yeah, this is definitely not one that I would want to be put in a Bowmore bottle if I was them. So, I mean, good for them for not wasting whiskey. Good for McClelland for actually making some money off of it. But I would not buy this again, ever.
And now we come to Tomatin Legacy.
Far be it from us to do a inexpensive whiskey video without including a Tomatin Legacy. I feel like we'd be doing a disservice to you and us. We'd be pretty much discrediting ourselves as any kind of whiskey anything.
Aficionado?
No, that's too high. That's too lofty. I'd
Critic?
say
Drinkers?
awarenessers.
Nope.
Nope.
Bottom line is, Tomatin Legacy has been a favorite of both of ours for quite a few years. And we have been doing ourselves a disservice because I don't think either of us has had this in quite some time.
We both enjoyed it greatly. We weren't expecting much considering it's $45 here in Calgary.
Yeah. It seems the world has recently become aware of it.
At least at the latest Scotch Awards. There were two whiskeys that scored 99 out of 100. They were both Tomatins. One of them was the Tomatin Legacy, which is incredible for a Scotch at this price point. The other one was some Tomatin crazy, probably $200 bottle.
I just know what I like, and I like this. So yeah, let's take it. Soft and pleasant and
Very.
kind of fruity.
Very fruity. It is a Highland, but to me it has more character of a Speyside. Maybe not as soft as a Speyside.
Kind of somewhere in between.
Yeah, it's not too far out of a Speyside.
Think stone fruit, like apples and pears and peaches.
Yep.
Maybe a bit of plum if you're really digging there, but definitely some peach.
And I can't get away from that vanilla. You give me a vanilla in a whiskey, and I know it's not that uncommon, but you give me vanilla in a Scotch, and I'm a fan.
Yeah, that's just light and delightful. Almost like, it's not like a dessert wine exactly, but it puts you in mind of I just walked past a bakery. Cheers. Gets your tongue just a smidge cool.
For me, there's such thing as too oily.
The texture on the tongue is actually really smooth. It's not clinging and cloying and thick. It just kind of rolls by.
Yeah, it's not too watery, it's not too oily, it's just right, Goldilocks zone.
Finish is extremely smooth. Leaves a little bit of spice in your mouth. If you're looking for an entrance into Scotch, if you've heard horrifying things, or if you're looking to jump in, this is an excellent place to start.
Agreed.
Personal top 5, I think.
This is a fantastic place to start.
Yeah, that's pretty much perfect.
Don't mind me, I'm still finishing my legacy.
And you'll probably be at that for a while.
I want more.
I think it's safe to say that between us, the opinion would be, if you're looking for decent Scotch under $50, you cannot go wrong with Tomatin Legacy.
$45, at least for us in our area. I would pay double that. I know you're not quite as...
I'd pay north of 60, maybe 70, depending on the day.
If you're interested in getting someone into Scotch, this is a fantastic way to get them into it. The other ones we've had today?
McClellan is probably not worth your time.
Don't try McClellan.
I don't.
If you value your friendships, then do not give them McClellans.
Don't offer it to anybody.
If you lack taste buds, then maybe it's good. If you're trying to get through a bout of COVID, fantastic. Otherwise, leave it on the shelf for somebody else to pick up.
And as for the Highland Park, pretty much anything by Highland Park is worth trying at some point.
You can't go wrong.
It was only $45 in our area. It was absolutely worth it at that point. I would pay more for it. I'd pay north of 80 for something like that, and have, quite frankly. Pretty much anything from Highland Park is worth trying.
Couldn't agree more, but again, let us know what you think. If there's anything that you would like us to try personally, leave us a comment.
And if there's anything under $50 that you've ever tried, or the equivalent, let us know so that we can do our own comparison.